Hi, Strive members and our YouTube family. Today I'm going to talk about annual unit inspections. My name is Detra Harris, and I am the Managing Director for Strive Wealth Builders. We are a business club for real estate investors. If you are that real estate junkie, please visit our website at strivewealthbuilders.com. There's no membership fee to join. So, why is conducting annual unit inspections very important? Well, first of all, you want to make sure that your properties are well maintained and that everything is functioning properly within the unit as well as on the exterior portions of the building and common areas. So that's why it's really important. The typical season for annual unit inspection runs between January through April, usually. Now, is your particular style, your management style, when you want to conduct your annual inspections. However, we strongly advise that you do that at the beginning of each year. Now, one of the things we like to just say up front to our tenants when we are conducting these inspections is that we are not snooping in your unit to see what your housekeeping practices are, although that's very important too, but mostly that we're looking at to make sure there's no health issues or hazards in the unit, that you're not blocking any doors or windows for safety reasons. We also want to ensure that all of the components in your property, from your kitchen to your bathroom, your lights, your vent system, all of the components are functioning properly in your unit. Now that's going to help the tenant. That's also going to help the owner to maintain their property in a very well mannered. So some of the things that is really beneficial for unit inspections as well annually is those properties that have subsidy programs. That would be your TCAT and your REACT inspections, and a lot of those that's in the affordable housing property management business understand that terminology. But for most of our investors, it's particularly those that are part of our network, usually will conduct their own annual inspections if they're the landlords, and sometimes their property management company may also conduct annual inspections. What's very important to do before you get started is to notify your tenants of your inspection. We give at least a 2-week notification period when we're going to conduct our annual inspections. But nonetheless, it is highly important and legal. By law, you have to post a notice and inform the resident that you will be entering their unit for an annual inspection. Also, what's handy to have for your annual inspection is an inspection report. Now, if you have a subsidized housing community, then you know, and you've been through a REAC or TCAC inspection, and you're on top of the game. Now, what's really important is to make sure that every item on your inspection sheet is checked. And if it doesn't apply, make sure you put NA so we understand that it doesn't apply. But one of the tips that I love that I learned from REAC inspections is when you entered into the unit, always start to the right of the unit and work your way around to make sure that you don't miss anything on that checklist. That's really important for your inspection. One also really good idea is to have the tenant sign the inspection report after the inspection takes place. It's always good to have a record. And another tip is this: make sure you take photos. Now, again, most of the time we are not looking for housekeeping practices, although we want to make sure that there's no pest control. We want to make sure that there's no health issues associated with the unit itself. So those are some tips that I provide for you. Now, it's very tedious at times, especially when you have hundreds of units. How are you going to get organized? What's the best practice to get organized? Well, if you have 100 units, you might want to phase in your inspections, and you can't do all of those in one day. So that's when it's important to plan out your unit inspections accordingly with your staff. And that's why it's important to give at least a 2-week notice to your tenants so they can be prepared for that. Now, some tenants will be home, others will not, and that's when you'll have to provide that notice for your permission to enter. If Make sure you're following your house rules as well. Usually by state and by law, check with your attorney that if a tenant is not home, someone that's 18 or years or older must be there in order for you to enter the premises. So make sure you're following the rules, following the laws before you conduct your annual inspection. Now, what's really important and doesn't always happen is what happens after the annual inspection. You want to make sure that you evaluate each inspection, and if you need any maintenance repairs, make sure that you write up your maintenance request, get that into your maintenance department, and have that done immediately. We call that preventative maintenance, and it works, especially if you have to conduct an appraisal on the property, if you're going to have a visit from the county, from the city, a TCAC inspector, or some other type of inspector comes to the property. You want to be ready. You don't have to get ready if you're ready. That's my motto. So, if you conduct your annual inspections annually on time, get all your repairs done if necessary, you're in top shape, you're ready to go for next year. So, I hope this video was helpful and I hope to see you next time. Take care.